Are you ever in the mood for a movie that's just plain fun? I've covered a lot of movies on Asian Oddities, but I don't think I've had quite as much fun watching any of them as I did with a little movie called Zeiram. This is a 1991 tokusatsu movie, probably most notable for its anime spin-off, but it might actually be more important than you'd think. Do I have to define tokusatsu, Japanese special effects movies? I feel like I don't have to, but I feel like every video that I watch defines it. So this is just my simple disclaimer. If this video is your first encounter with the word tokusatsu, hopefully it isn't. I'm gonna guess that it isn't your first experience with this word, and I'm talking down to all of you. But just in case, putting up this message. Alright? In the 90s, tokusatsu was going through a transformative period. Kids that had watched Toku, like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, were now growing up, and the genre had to mature with them. And Kamen Rider had just gone on a drought, with no TV series for 11 years. And while Kamen Rider was just beginning its drought, Ultraman had been in the middle of a pretty hefty one, with no TV series since 1981. And yet, at this time, the big success was the Heisei Godzilla series, which was just about to release its third movie. It looked like tokusatsu was moving away from the episodic TV structure of Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and Ultraman, and back to the kaiju monster films of Godzilla and Gamera. And it's under these conditions that we have Zeiram. Even the name is indicative of this trend in the genre. This movie isn't called Space Bounty Hunter Iria, it's named after the movie's monster. And this gives us a unique blend of TV superhero conventions with kaiju movies. And if you like either of those, then you're already in Zeiram's niche. The premise is simple. Iria is a bounty hunter traveling to Earth pursuing Zeiram. Assisting her is her AI companion, Bob, and two ordinary Japanese electricians that get wrapped up in all of this. This simple premise allows the movie to focus in on its strengths, that being the stunts and special effects. Of course, special effects are director Keita Amemiya's bread and butter.
でやっぱり僕の場合その特撮であるとか SF であるとか非日常的なものであるとかそれともすごくこう好きなもんでね多分そういうのをこうそのばっかり撮るとかねそういうふうに言っちゃうとまた語弊あるんですけどもそういうのをこう主に撮っていきたいなっていう思ってるんですけどねそういう監督じゃないのかなという気がしますけど。
Zeiram was basically made by a group of experienced special effects artists, knowing exactly what they want to do with the material that they had. They might not have had the largest budget, but because of the experience behind the team, the effects have aged very well, and they age in a way that only the best cheesy tokusatsu special effects age.
これ壁の崩れるシーン。
これ民家の街中でやったんですけどすぐ逃げましたけどこれ撮った後。
Of course, the highlight of this film are the fights between Iria and Zeiram. The fights themselves are choreographed very well, but what is impressive is that this was the first real action role that actress Yuko Moriyama had, and you wouldn't be able to tell from watching this movie. She's very comfortable in the role of Iria, and that makes for a great action girl protagonist. And putting her up against the imposing figure of Zeiram makes it all the more impressive. It doesn't even need to be said, but Zeiram looks fucking cool. Designed by Amemiya himself, Zeiram was brought to life by suit actor Mizuho Yoshida, who would later play Godzilla in one of the best Godzilla movies.
Mitsuho Yoshida is treading into Mr. Satsuma's gigantic footsteps, having recently appeared in his first Godzilla film.
Godzilla is a national and international hero. I am so proud to do this world-famous character. At the same time, the amount of pressure I get is huge. I don't want to be told this new Godzilla is rubbish.
Zeiram is built around having a cool villain, and when your cool villain looks like Zeiram, it works really well. But that's not to say that the rest of the props lacked the craft that was put into Zeiram. Iria's equipment and design look familiar, but weird enough to feel alien. She even gets a fucking henshin moment against Zeiram.
Bob, スーツを使うわよ。ダメだ。素手で戦ってはいけない。 おもちゃはそれでおしまい？
And holding all this together is a fantastic supporting cast. Tepe and Kamiya provide enough levity to keep things fun, and get themselves in trouble often enough to keep the stakes high.
てっぺ一本くれ。火が強いよ。
Honestly, this core cast of one alien bounty hunter and two bumbling, typical Japanese electricians. I honestly don't know if this is a typical Japanese electrician, so I'm just gonna say two bumbling Japanese men. This combination of hyper-competent alien bounty hunter and two bumbling everyday Japanese men are what keep this movie fun and lighthearted throughout the whole thing.
やっぱりお芝居のその劇の部分とその普段の部分で両方違う形で2人に支えられてたんで、イリアが本当に強くなってるし、私自身も精神的にすごく強くなれた部分ってあるんで、2人なくしてはっていうのはありますね。
Overall, Zeiram is one solid Toku movie. Watch it with some friends, if you have any. And if you want more, there's always Zeiram 2, which is almost a carbon copy of the premise from the first movie, and I'm okay with that. Zeiram 2 is to Zeiram what Die Hard 2 is to Die Hard. Even though it's essentially the same shtick that you saw last time, it keeps up the energy that the first movie had and adds some more impressive special effects scenes. Watch them back to back if you want, make a whole night out of it.
仲間を呼んだな。
ダメ。
But what perplexes me is that the series didn't expand any further. After Zeiram 2, it just stops. With such a simple premise as a space bounty hunter, I'm honestly surprised that there wasn't at least a TV series attached to this. The first movie did do well enough to warrant a spin-off OVA. Zeiram 2 won a Seiyun Award, an achievement shared by other notable winners such as Shin Godzilla and Jurassic Park. The director even talks about ideas that he had for Zeiram 3.
まあイリアが大活躍する映画にしたいなというのが一つと、それともう一つはゼーラムがすごくユニークな設定で登場してくると。あとは多分未来忍者とかゼーラム、まあ、今回ゼーラム含めて今その日本よりは確実にもっと面白い映画になるっていうアイデアがねあるんでね、まあ、この辺までいつも言わないんですけども、これは絶対に。
So, where the hell is it? Well, there is an answer. Sort of. Speculation, really. Zeiram was Amamiya's second feature film. After Zeiram, his career took off, and he would later be attached to several big-name projects. Several episodes of the classic Jetman, and a couple of episodes of the iconic Zoolanger were directed by Keita Amamiya, the latter of which spawned the mammoth franchise Power Rangers. He even helped to bring Kamen Rider back for a little while with two direct-to-video features, Kamen Rider J and ZO. And if he had been put fully in charge of Kamen Rider Shin, I'm almost certain it would have turned out better than that mess of a movie that we actually got. But after all that, Amamiya settled down and put out one of the largest Toku franchises aimed specifically at an adult audience. Replace sci-fi with dark fantasy, and you still have a supernatural bounty hunter dressed in white with a transformation sequence. Garo is the true successor to Zeiram in every single way. If Zeiram had been the start of the mature Toku genre, then Garo is the end result. Even the talking ring, Zaruba, plays the same role for Koga that Bob does for Iria. So although any chance for Zeiram 3 is probably gone, its spirit lives on through the Toku genre today. These movies came out exactly at the right time when tokusatsu needed a breath of fresh air in the genre. Zeiram may have been one of the first of its kind, but it certainly wasn't one of the last.